Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. I have just logged back in. I must have been working on the Wastelands when I was last here, and I have just realised that these are the first words that I have said this day. You can probably tell my voice is going to sound a little bit different. I've not been awake for too long. I am here and ready to record. So the Wastelands, yep, I've been working on it as always, chipping away at that project, and I was just thinking it's probably going to be about a year of doing this by the time it's finished. It's coming up to that. I think it's about 10 months ago that the server started, and so before you know it, it'll be a year in, although we didn't start this project straight away, but that's how long it has taken us. Today we are going to be going over to Hermit Town and working on the station, so I'm going to get prepared and head over there. I've literally just logged in, and there's a couple of things that I want to talk about because I have been extremely busy these last few days. I'm hoping that I can finish the station project this episode, but I might not have the time to do so. I've been busy with projects, things that I can't talk about yet. Always seems that way. I'm always busy with something that's under the hood and a work in progress. Do I have my sound on? I do, but I can't hear it. Okay, that's good to know. So the Snapshot came out recently as well, in the middle of all this busyness with me doing things. And let's see, I've got some sandstone, need to put that away. And we have not updated the server to the latest Snapshot. We decided a while ago that we felt that the 1.8 snapshots, they just weren't reliable enough, and the reason why I think they're not as reliable compared to previous snapshots is because I think I don't have a chest for dirt as well, but they are basically recoding the entire game. The way Notch made it, and not to blame Notch at all for anything, you know, he's made a fantastic game, but it's not really suited for the size of game it is becoming, you know, to support the mod API and things like that. And so the entire game is being rebuilt in 1.8 basically, or at least a large proportion of it. And because of that, it means a lot of things are really unstable. So we decided not to update, so we're not on the latest snapshot. And of course, there are so many cool things that we can do now. You know, all of these slime balls that I saved up, they're going to have a real cool use in 1.8, and a load of projects are going to be ridiculous, you know, bouncing minecarts around, bouncing mobs around. There are so many fun things we'll be able to do in 1.8. I cannot wait for it. But as of right now, I just need to think about what materials I need to take over with me. And by the way, these chests down here, I think they are all now full up. We have sand, all of that's filled up, going all the way around. Sandstone goes all the way down to the edge here. And then somewhere around here is dirt and cobble, and all of that has been filled up as well. So I do believe I need some more chests for dirt at the moment. I'm just going to put them in the top here. We've got these ones for sandstone, and then round the back here we've got some more ones for cobble. Basically a hoarder, aren't I? So, to continue work on these stations, I don't think there's a lot I really need to bring with me. Some extra glowstone, because I was running low on redstone lamps. We've only got about 20 left. Should probably grab some more redstone as well. And I was just looking at this, and I was thinking, these signs, they always just sit around here in this chest. So I should probably bring a few of those with me, because what I'd normally do is just craft it out of the wood. So where is my redstone? It's in the redstone box, of course it is. Let's take that as well. So we should be good. Now, a couple more things I want to talk about. With all of this snapshot madness going on, I put out a couple of extra tutorials, more videos than I would normally do in a week, and that's just because there are so many cool things going on. And I actually found a new way to record tutorials. Now, it doesn't work for everything. It works for the shorter tutorials and mainly the building part of a tutorial. So, something I mentioned before, if you haven't, you know, watched me for long, I have a really hard time talking and recording, and I know that might sound a little strange because I put these videos out all week long, but I work really hard on them, and I'm just not a kind of talkative person, I guess. Like, when I sit and play this game, there's really not a lot that I want to say about what I'm doing, and I kind of force myself to a little bit, I guess, for you guys, for the videos and the entertainment, and that is definitely a fun thing to do, but it doesn't come very naturally. I didn't know what that was for a second there, and because of this, you know, video recording can be a little bit hard sometimes, and my tutorials often take a very long time, you know, trying to explain everything as clearly as possible, and often or not that results in me not explaining it very well and recording it over and over again. So I found a new technique. But by the way, what is going on here? This is Red Eyes' base. He has returned. He's been around a little bit. I don't know if he'll be doing videos I don't think he really has the time for it, but he has a spectacular base. I want to pop over there and just see if he's actually done anything. And all of these crafting benches outside his base, I don't know what's going on there. It is bizarre. Last time that I was here, I don't even know when that was. It might have been on April Fool's actually, and he was building a gold farm up the top. So I'm going to have a look outside and see if he's actually done anything else for that. Doesn't look like it. Let's throw... That beacon's new, I'm sure of it. Ah, yes, this all looks quite new actually, now that I've come up here. So he's definitely working on something. Reds, I left you some gifts, lower level MF. Monkey Farm. Awesome. Yeah, this is a lovely base. I can't wait to see him come back on and continue work with it though, because it's a real interesting project. We've also got the witch farm down here. This is really cool. It uses iron golems, as you can see there, being perfectly demonstrated for us. They are really cool. You know, iron golems attack a lot of hostile mobs, and you can use them for farming. You could probably use them... Yeah, I'm pretty sure they attack zombie pigmen as well, so you could use them in a farm like the one up the top here. And this cow farm, I wonder if this still works, because when you breed them... Do I remember how this works? Yeah, I think when you breed the ones at the top, the babies have a different hitbox, so they fall through the fence posts and they grow up down here. And I think he had it once, so when they grow up, they're actually inside of the fence post, and then they die. The items fall into hoppers down below and take the items away, which is a really cool, you know, farming method. All you have to do is breed them. In fact, I want to see if that works. So I might go into a creative world today and play around with that design a little bit more. But what was I talking about? Got totally distracted. A new recording technique. It is when you're building, you know, when you're placing down your blocks. Where can we go? Just out here somewhere. So let's say we're building something with minecarts. You know, you need to place your rails down like this, and then put a block here and a block there. I really struggle to do both thinking about what I'm placing, where I'm placing it, and saying it at the same time. So the other day I decided to just record me building it and then watch it back and talk over the top of it. And I did it in like one take as opposed to spending a couple of hours recording, and it was brilliant. And so I found a new technique. I'm hoping it's going to help me make more tutorials and more videos in general. I was really pleased with that because they did not take a long time to make at all. But if you didn't see the tutorials, check the description box. They are for they're for new things in 1.8. There's an ender pearl launcher. There is also, what was the other one? Some new flush bud switches that you can put in the ceiling, the floor, and the wall. So they are basically block update detectors. You place a block next to them or something that changes next to them, and then you get a redstone signal from it. And I also put out a tutorial on the weekend showing you how to build shelves in vanilla Minecraft, which is pretty cool. But this is going to be a bit boring, so we're going to head over to Hermit Town 1.7 and we're going to talk about those stations. So I've got a whole bunch of notes written somewhere about your feedback on the stations that I wanted to go through, and I can't find them at the moment, so I'll have a look around for that. But what I want to do is show you all of the ones that I built, because I've been building them in between episodes and I cannot remember where we left off. So we have one over here, the one that we're going to build in this episode, if we can build one. I'm pretty sure we can. We might even be able to build two, but I'm going to build the one that goes over at the ribbon, because I've been talking to Slip about that. So last episode, I'm pretty sure we got this done. And do I have a minecart on me? No, I do not. I do not have a minecart on me. That is brilliant. Okay. Where am I going to get one from? Is there one in this chest? No. Okay, I'm going to have to look around. So there we go. I found some iron in a chest. Let's go this way, because there's nothing that way. So we did this tunnel, I know that. Definitely did this in the last episode. In fact, I can remember what I was watching. I was watching a movie. I love how that happens, you know, how the brain works. You see something and you've associated it with something else. It's pretty cool. And of course we built this station in the last episode, but I don't think we built the tunnel that goes between these two. No, we want to press the button for the direction we're going. So I did all of this in between episodes, I'm pretty sure. And this thing is definitely flawed. It needs some tweaking in places, but I'm sure we'll be able to figure that out as time goes on. So this goes round to the station in the commercial area, or the commercial district. And that is something that's on my notes, different names for these districts and places. Okay, so this one right here, and then if we continue on, there we go, a little bit of a slow start. This one goes all the way around to the one in the residential, no not residential, restaurant area. And so it's another short tunnel, and then we're there. And I like this is really cool. I'm definitely going to be using this a lot. And that is everything that we've done. So I don't think I showed you this station last episode. If we go up the top here, that's right, I've blocked off the entrance. What is that? Bad advice. This is, oh, this might be a prank or something. Okay, pretend like we didn't see that. This is Monkey Mart, I think. Is that right? The Monkey Mart? Bad advice shop. Okay, I think he's renamed that. So something else is going to be going on here. I'm going to investigate that in a moment, but at the moment I've got some skeletons attacking me. Oh, go away, guys. Go away. So this is a nice looking building. I've just had a look at the signs. Throw any item into the well, then enjoy your bad advice. Please throw used advice books back into the well. Used bad advice books. He's probably expecting junk, so we're actually going to give him a block of glowstone here. That's not junk, is it? And what's going on there? Just wanted one. And where's my bad advice book? There it is. What's this going to say? Bad advice free. Welcome to Monkey Farm's Bad Advice Shop. To prevent zombie attacks, only eat zombie flesh. Please drop advice book back into the world. That's brilliant. Oh, I do like this building. I especially like the sign as well, so it's not a prank. That's really cool. I've just realised that when I throw the book back into the well, it gives me another one. There we go. I was wondering why there was another one on the ground. I guess... Well, there's no dispensers up there that I can see. I don't know what to do with this book now. So we are at the ribbon. I have been building. We now have a station over here. A functional station, although it's not connected yet. The ribbon station. I was tempted to call this the slip station. I thought that was quite funny. Yeah, so there was a sign over here that said subway station spot. I decided to put it a little bit closer to the road like this. And I did have a little bit of a problem actually. Just around here, you can see the stone bricks there. There was a pool of water and there's redstone underneath here. So I'm going to have to be careful, but I think I can restore that original pool of water back as well. I didn't really want to disrupt anything going on out here too much, but this is the station. We're going to need something to cover up that clay, maybe grey wool, or maybe I'll just put a bit of stone on the side of this. But it goes nicely with the path, I think. It looks pretty cool. And then the entrance to slip space is over here. I think he's going to build some sort of staircase because you've got a piston door and all you have to do is stand on it like this and then you're in the ribbon. Where is it? There it is. Okay, cool. So let's head back out and let's go down and have a look. It looks exactly like the other stations as you can see, and it's pretty much all done. Done all the redstone and all of that as well. So it's ready to be hooked up, which is what I'm going to do next. We're going to build the track that goes underground over to the other one. And I mentioned last episode about how it's always one way down the line, because we're going to have, you know, all the stations listed on a line, and yes, it just so happens that this way will link up with the other one perfectly, which if I'd have done this so it was on the other side of the path like it was over here, it then would have gone in the opposite direction, so the tracks would have had to loop round, so that isn't going to be a problem, is what I'm trying to say. I'm sure there was something else. Oh yeah, that's right. So the ribbon, it's grey and blue. If you have a look over here, it uses a lot of the blue glass, and it's a lot darker than the blue that's out here. I just picked the light blue. I didn't really give it much thought, and then I was halfway through building this. I was looking over at the ribbon and I was thinking, you know what, we should use the darker blue. So before we build that tunnel, we're actually going to change this over and see what it looks like. It's a bit purpley, but I think it is going to be a lot better. And also we're doing all of these with stained clay. I mean, Slip would be welcome to change it to another material if he wanted to. Maybe we could do lapis, that might suit it a little bit better, but I will change all of this and we'll see how it looks. So it looks pretty cool. I thought I'd do it on one side so we've got a comparison, so you can see it is a little bit darker, but it's not really bluish. It doesn't quite say ribbon to me, so I think maybe the thing to do here is to change it to lapis actually, but what I'm going to do is just change the rest of this to the darker clay, and we'll leave it and we'll let Slip decide what he wants to do. But then we're going to be connecting that rail up, so hopefully that won't take me too long. Gotten into a bit of a technique with these, plus we have the instant mine around here, which is very useful when building it. Although we're going away from the ribbon, that actually helped a lot, having jump boost and all of these potion effects really made a difference when building this. Yes, I'm rambling on. Let's get this done. So our station is now fully blue, and I have built the track that goes all the way to the other station. It took me a heck of a long time, gotta say. It really does. And it's been nudged over a little bit, but we've launched okay. I haven't ridden this yet, so we're checking that everything is fine. I've been spacing these all out 10 blocks at a time. And I also put up a beacon as well. If you have a look, I've got the haste effect. That makes such a big difference when doing this. It's well and truly worth putting a haste beacon up for sure. But that's not actually a long journey. It kind of felt like it would be because it's taken me a long time. That's not good. Nope. Now this is one of the flaws we have. I'm going to have to come up with some sort of redstone contraption that makes sure that you stop here. I don't know how to do that. Maybe we have the activation thing for this sticky piston right here get activated by a detector rail over here, so when you come in you get stopped there. I don't know, there's improvements that need to be made over time, but yeah, that beacon really did make a difference. And I just placed it in the middle over there, so I'm going to go and take that down right now actually, I think. Oh no, there was something else I wanted to do. Yeah, so let's head back this way. We should be using the subway, but I'm going to walk it at the moment. So when I was doing that, I was thinking, you know what, I should have time-lapsed this, because it's pretty cool building that tunnel down there. And it's the kind of thing you can time-lapse, you know, a bit of the grindy work, put some music to it, and edit it well, and it can be quite fun and interesting. So when we do the next one, because there are going to be more stations, we've got about 2 or 3 left to do. I'm definitely going to do a time-lapse of building them. And there was something I was supposed to do back here. That's right. I've got a chest from Mumbo over here, by the way. Nice work, Exuma. I love that nickname. That's so funny. And I got 3 diamonds. How do I know it's from Mumbo? Because he gave 3 diamonds for anyone who completed his egg challenge, which was the easiest 3 diamonds I think I've ever got. So thank you very much, Mumbo. And right now we're heading over to the Smelter. I absolutely love this thing. It was a really good idea to do anyway, but when you use it, you realise how damn useful it is to have this thing lying around. I would recommend setting up one of these for anyone who's, you know, got a base where you're doing a lot of work. So you can see none of the furnaces are in use at the moment. That is because after I do a whole bunch of digging, like when I digged out the station, I bring the cobblestone over here and dump it into the chests at the top. So this is all of the cobblestone that we got for the station, and it's been converted into stone, which is very useful because we're building everything out of stone bricks and slabs. So it's a nice little cycle right there. But I'm going to go and put, I reckon, about 3 in each of these, and it will all smelt, which is excellent. And we're going to end up with a lot more stone than we actually need overall, I think. But we should also check how this thing's doing. Last time I checked, it did need a top up, although it has a lot of space. You can see that's going to last a long time, and then there's another hopper down there. But it's good to keep the thing topped up, so that is something I'll have to do soon. So earlier I mentioned that I had your feedback from the previous episode. I was asking for names for these districts. I'm in the horse district, the food district. Terrible names. Definitely needed new ones. There were tons of great suggestions, and there were some that I really liked actually. For this area over here there were a lot of different suggestions, but the names or the suggestions that stood out the most for me were the stables and the ranch, which just makes complete sense. I've got a feeling I'm going to go with the ranch. I haven't made up my mind, but one of those names will be the one that we go with. Then for the other area we're going to call it the food court, which is, I do believe, an American term for a place like in a shopping centre where you have all of your restaurants grouped together. So those will be the names of those areas, and I need your help again because I've had another idea when it comes to naming. In fact, with this one I feel like maybe we should do a competition or try and make this a little bit more special, so feel free to suggest something. However, I'm going to rattle my brain and see if we can make this a little bit more interesting. But I was thinking, you know, the stations, they're going to tell you what area you're going to. However, each of the individual stations themselves, they could have their own names, and that's an opportunity to have a little bit of fun right there. So I think each of the stations we have on our line needs its own name, and then it's not really going to affect anything because when you go into a station, it's going to tell you what areas to the left, what areas to the right, and it will also tell you some of the other areas. That's something I'm going to be working on in a bit. But then it can have its own station name as well, which I think would be pretty cool. So feel free to suggest some down there in the comments. I'm going to finish clearing up this beacon. I've got a couple more things to show you and talk about, and then we'll be wrapping things up. So there is a flaw with this subway system that a lot of you pointed out in the last episode. That is, if 2 people are riding this at once, they can bump into each other, which would be a big problem. And unfortunately, there's not much I can do to fix that. It is a flaw with this system. I don't think it's going to be too big a deal because, you know, we all play from different times of the world and we don't have the time to be on here all day long, so I don't think it's going to happen too often, you know, even if people are using this. However, on a busy server, it would really be a bit of a nightmare. And it got me thinking, you know, the way to make this work would be to have 2 tracks. Now this is a lot of work as it is at the moment. You can see I've built, what, 5 of these stations so far. It's taken a lot of time, and I don't think I can afford to redo this. But if we had 2 lines, let's say we had one here and the other side of the station was here, then you can have it so the line goes in one direction, the other one goes in another, and if you have multiple people riding, they're always going to be going in the same direction, so they won't bump into each other. And this is exactly how trains work in real life. Just kind of thought of that, you know, it's already been done. But it would be really cool, and I think it would be pretty good as well, because if you were coming this way and you wanted to go straight past the station, what you could do is perhaps have some sort of fence gate or something that you click on your way through, and then it just lets you go straight by, which would be pretty good. But we're not going to change this, it'll be alright. I don't think it's going to be a big problem. There was something else I wanted to mention as well. Oh yes, Minecraft PG5 also made a station, and I forgot to remove this. This is our horse killing chamber. I can't believe I actually built one of those. That was ridiculous. I could have let those horses go off into the wild, and for some reason I felt like I had to get rid of them. But they had this station where, and I can't quite rebuild it. I've been trying to remake it. I need to watch the video so I understand what they did better. But you had a station where it bumps up and down like this, and you have multiple minecarts going in at once. So the minecarts come along, and then pistons will extend and block off these bits. So all of your minecarts will be sitting on top of these blocks. Then they'll stay there for a little while. These pistons will retract, and then the minecarts will continue on their way. So what you have is a track like an actual subway system, where the thing is going around and the station is stopping the minecarts when they come through this way. They stop there for a bit so you can get in and out, and then they continue on their way, which I think is really cool. And you can actually do that in Minecraft, which I like the idea of. However, on this server, I think it would be a little bit taxing on, you know, the time and resources it would take to build a system like that, but it would also be running around the clock under here, and I'm pretty sure things like chunks unloading and, you know, loading again could break it. So it's a really cool system. I do recommend checking that out. However, I don't think it's suitable for playing on this server. So I think we're going to have to wrap things up here. We've done a fair amount of work on the subway system today. However, I haven't had as much time, and I've got to start work on something on here for a future episode. You'll know all about that soon. It's going to take me a lot of time again. One last thing I wanted to mention, I talked about the tutorials that I did over the weekend, or Friday, Thursday, when the Snapshot came out. If you didn't see those, be sure to check them out. The YouTube sub boxes seemed to be completely broken those days. I had no videos in my sub feed. I was quite worried about it. So a good reason to follow me on Twitter if you don't already. I do tweet on there, and tweet at people who tweet at me. So if you want to do that, then you're welcome to. But you'll also find out about the videos on there. So be sure to follow me on Twitter if you're not already. But that is going to be it for this episode. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.